Hey everybody, Pete from Barrett Rod Company. I'm going to do a quick little video about tips and techniques of caring for your fishing rod and reels at the end of the day. If you're done with that boat trip, if you're done with that trip to the beach, when you get back home, this is how you should be taking care of your rods and reels so they're ready to go for you next time. Okay, what everybody usually does is they usually just lean them up against the wall, up against the boat, and they just spray them down. But that's not good enough. We got to go a little bit farther. We pay a lot of money for these rod and reels, so we want them to last as long as possible. So here is how we're going to do it. First, we're going to tighten up our drags. You don't have to crank them down, just give them snugs. Spinning reels, just snug them a little bit. Star drags, snug it up a little bit. Lever drag reels, engage the lever, put the lever up, make sure the drags are nice and tight. This is going to keep the drag washers tight so no water or any soap can get in between of those drag washers. Step 2. Just hose them down. Hose them down like you normally would. Get everything wet, get all the salt and water and sand off of them. If you've got roller guides on your rod, you're just going to want to spray the rollers out, make sure there's no sand or dirt and dust. We're going to do a separate video on roller guide maintenance specifically, because there's a lot to that, and I don't want to make this video insanely long. So roller guides, just spray them down. Regular guides, reels, spray the whole thing down. Get them wet, get all the salt and dust and dirt and sand off them. Step 2. Dawn dish soap. A little bit in some water. I use a car washing glove. These work great. Get them nice and sudsy. Everything, lots of soap. It ain't gonna hurt your line, it ain't gonna hurt your leaders, your mono, it ain't gonna hurt anything. Get it all good, nice and good, do it good. Then just spray them off again. Make sure everything is nice and clean, soap free, good to go. Step 4 or 5, I don't know where we're at, but you do not want to leave your rods leaning up against the wall or the boat or whatever, the truck, to dry. You want to dry them off. The reason being is the wall of water is going to run down these rods, and it's going to get behind the guides. It's going to get underneath the epoxy, because there's a seam there where the epoxy meets the guide or the epoxy meets the rod. And over time it's flexing, and that joint tends to separate a little bit. So you're going to get water, mineral deposits, and whatever iron is in the water, and you're going to start to get rust stains or look like your guides are going to be rusting, but it's not your guides rusting. It's just the deposits in the water that have gotten underneath the epoxy and start to rust. I've actually cut open a guide to see if it was the guide rusting, and to prove to some people that it's not your guide rusting. It's actually just the water and the mineral and the deposits in the water getting behind there and staining. So dry them off. Very important to dry off. You don't want that water running down. At this point, after everything's dry and good, you can go ahead and loosen your drags back up, especially for storage reasons. If you're going to be storing your reels for a long time, I don't know, a month, 2 months, even a week, whatever. If it's going to be a long time storage, it's best to store your reels when not in use with the drags loose, so the pressure is off the washers and they won't be stuck together if you're going to be storing them for a long time. Step 5 or 6, I don't know what step we're on, but this is next. Furniture polish. I buy this at the dollar store, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, wonderful dollar store where the stuff's $1. I hate going to the dollar store, nothing's $1. It's like $2, $3, $4, $5. I'd come to the dollar store, dollar can, furniture polish, knockoff Pledge. You can go to Publix or Winn-Dixie and get the real Pledge if you wanted to. They're $4 or $5 a can, but the dollar store stuff is absolutely awesome. Spray everything, top to bottom, reel. Don't worry about your line, it's good. Everything, the whole rod. This is going to put a nice coat of wax on the rod, so next time you go out, nothing is going to stick to it. Everything's going to have a really nice shine. It's kind of like waxing your car. You ever wax your car and you get a really nice smooth surface after you're done? That's exactly what this furniture polish is going to do. The natural oils in it keep everything really good condition. And there you go. That's pretty much it on taking care of your rods at the end of the day when you get back home from a fishing trip. Another important tip I do want to share, don't leave your rods leaning up against the wall like this for a long time, especially out in the hot sun. The memory in the rod blanket will sometimes, if you leave them there for a long time, take on the shape of wherever you're leaning them. So don't leave them out in the sun for a long time to dry. Dry them off, furniture polish them, put them away. If you can, put them in the air-conditioned environment, inside the house, inside the spare room. If you don't have that ability, just the coolest, least moisture place you can. Hot garages, hot barns, hot attics, hot sheds is the worst place for fishing rods. Down here in Florida, some of these sheds and garages get well over 100 degrees, and that's just destroy stuff really quick. Especially if you got some custom rods with some custom bright colors, that heat can fade and do some damage to the epoxy on those custom rods. So do these tips and tricks of taking care of your rods, and I pretty much guarantee you they're going to last you a long, long time. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you later.